After 4 years since the current Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 sim was released, it's only been till recently that we've had a number of available high detailed advanced airliners to choose from in the sim. I tried to make a video like this about 12 months ago, but didn't have enough airliners to create a top 5 that I think was worthy. 12 months on, we have a number of airliners battling for the top spot. In this video, we are going to check out my top 5 current advanced airliners in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. A quick disclaimer, these top 5 advanced airliners that have made the list are just based on my opinions only from my experience flying with them within Microsoft Flight Simulator. Please stick around to the end of the video as we have a few honorable mentions of advanced airliners who just missed out making the list, but they are still worthy of getting a mention. Taking a look at the first airliner that made the 5th spot, and this is a newly released airliner, which is the TFDI MD-11, which is a modern detail simulation of an iconic trijet. The package comes with a freighter and a passenger version, which can be purchased separately or as a bundled for a discount price. Currently, the MD-11 from TFDI is only available for PC, with no real confirmation when or if we'll see the MD-11 appear on the console. With the MD-11, you have the ability to customize your aircraft engines. At the time of recording this video, only the General Electric engines were available, but TFDI will include the Pratt & Whitney engines in a future update. As with many detail airliners that have made this list, the MD-11 comes with its own EFB where you can import your SimBrief flight plans, manage your ground services, control your fuel and payload weights. You can switch on your built-in failures if you feel the need to spice things up. The overall custom animations, modeling and visual look of the aircraft is extremely detailed, but still could use some improvements compared to other airliners on the list. On the other hand, the cockpit and the cabin of the MD-11 far exceeds expectation. The systems of the aircraft are to an advanced detail with fully supported FMS that allows SIDS and stars and a autopilot, along with a bunch of other on-board systems such as electrical, pneumatic, hydraulics and fuel systems. There is certainly enough to keep you busy during long or short haul flights with the MD-11. The TFDI MD-11 is still the newest released on the list and still requires some updates and improvements, and over time will be a more robust advanced airliner add-on. But it does face some very stiff competition, and that's why the MD-11 makes the 5th spot on the list. Moving up on the list to the 4th spot, another newly released add-on, which is the PMDG Boeing 777-300ER. PMDG was the first developer to release a real advanced detail airliner for Microsoft Flight Simulator, and like all PMDG releases, the 777-300ER is packed to the nose to the tail with great features to add realism and excitement to your simming. The package only comes with one version of the Boeing 777. PMDG tends to charge simmers for individual variants of the aircraft, and with plans to release another variant soon at a whole new purchase price. PMDG also plans to release the Boeing 777-300ER in the in-sim marketplace, as well as available on the Xbox console for users very soon, which opens up to many more simmers to enjoy the Boeing 777. This advanced edition of the 777 is packed with features to add realism and excitement to your simming, from ground services, basic GSX integration, and an EFB that includes fuel, weight, SimBrief, and Navigraph integration, as well as hundreds of mechanical failures. The 777 includes an electronic checklist that appears to be a twin of the real aircraft. Detail modeling, detail animations, and details textures of the external aircraft, the level of detail you would expect to see from a PMDG aircraft the 777 has. Detailed cockpit and cabin with many detail advanced systems, including new brake and tire wear feature, fuel, electronic, hydraulic, air conditioning, advanced avionics and auto flight systems, and full functionality of the FMS. It's amazing the level of detail and the system depth that the 777 from PMDG has. That being said, the 777 is one of the most expensive releases out there on the market when it comes to value, as each variant of the 777 fleet will be sold at its own unique offering. Putting that aside, it definitely deserves a spot on this top 5 advanced airliner list, but you may find other offerings that your sim dollar will go a little bit further. Taking out the mid spot on this list is JustFlight with their BAE 146 Professional. A little different than some of the other airliners we have already mentioned on the list, the JustFlight BAE 146 has been released for a little while now, and over that time we've seen many updates for the aircraft, including a recent version 2 upgrade that further took advantage of the Sims technology at no cost to simmers. This release comes with 8 variants of the BAE 146, including the 100, the 200, the 300, the 200 and the 300 cargo, as well as the RAF VIP and the RAF cargo versions. These are all included for one purchase price and offers a wide variety of configurations, ranges and flight operations across the globe. The exterior model is a stunning detail with incredible clarity, showcasing the materials used to create the aircraft, from realistic metallic to plastic and glass surfaces. Realistic animations and unique features, including the large tail brake and also the 4 Whisper engines, are making the BAE 146 from JustFlight the only 4-engine advanced airliner to make this list. The BAE's cockpit and cabin have been modeled with hundreds of functions, switches, knobs and controls, and custom systems such as hydraulics, electrical, fuel and pressure systems, along with an autopilot that was used throughout the era of flight. Detailed cabin, which includes functions for in-flight lights and in-flight entertainment and also beverages. JustFlight has packed their EFB with a bunch of different functions, including weight and balance, fuel, pushback, ground services, boarding, and Navigraph and SimBrief integration, as well as Navigraph's new drawing option on their flight charts. The JustFlight BAE 146 is an iconic era of aircraft that includes a great value for your simming dollar, and that's why the BAE 146 has been included in the midpoint of this list. Before we jump into the last 2 spots on this list, please consider subscribing to the channel. This is the best way to show your support, and it's absolutely free, and it helps grow the channel from strength to strength. We are very passionate about bringing flight sim videos like this one and all the latest release news and announcements, so please consider subscribing. Thank you very much for your support, and let's get back to the video. Unlike the PMDG 777 that was newly released, PMDG's Boeing 737 fleet have been released for some time now, and they're available for both PC and in the InSim marketplace, and also available for console. The PMDG 737 was the most advanced detail airliner fleet available for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 for some time, and for that they have seen many updates which have produced a robust fleet of aircraft that are highly optimized and free of bugs. The PMDG 737 fleet come with 4 different variants of aircraft: the 600, the 700, the 800 and the 900, all of which need to be purchased separately, which is not the best value for money compared to some of the other airliners on the list. That being said, PMDG have priced the different models accordingly, starting off with the PMDG 737-600, which was reasonably priced for a standalone product. The 737 fleet from PMDG comes with a highly detailed model crafted to the exact detail, with visually rich textures and a completely customized sound environment from a real live 737 NG. Advanced animations such as WingFlex detailed cabin cockpits. The PMDG 737 offers an advanced detailed cockpit with an EFB that includes all the common expected features such as fuel and weight, performance, and Navigraph and SimBrief integration. Complex systems such as APU, fuel, hydraulics, pneumatic, electrical, pressurization and failures, a detailed FMS that features holds, SIDS and stars, RNAV and ILS approaches. The PMDG fleet is an all-round and robust package. Although each model is sold separately, they do start off from a reasonable price, but if you want to purchase them all, it can be an expensive exercise. That being said, this family of aircraft has made our second spot on the list. The Airbus seems to grow on trees in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, ranging from the most basic clone version from a default aircraft in the sim to one that is, in my opinion, earns itself the top of this list when it comes to the best advanced airliner in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, which is the Phoenix Airbus A320. The Phoenix package comes with both the CFM and the IAE engine configuration in one package and is only available on PC and only through the Phoenix website. The A320 has received many updates since its release, including a new version 2 in mid-2024 at no cost to simmers that had already purchased the Phoenix. The Phoenix model, like many on the list, has been produced by 3D scans from a real aircraft, which then the Phoenix has then translated that into many hours of attention to truly harness the power and capabilities of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. Detailed 3D models include advanced animations and textures, detailed cabin interiors, and a complex 3D cockpit. From dust on the displays to engraving on the panels in the cockpit, the Phoenix is visually sensational. The Phoenix includes a feature-complete auto-flight suite, including RNAV, RMP, and ILS approaches, and a custom MCDU that includes the works, as well as Airbus systems such as electrical, hydraulic, fuel, and pressurization, and over 288 working circuit breakers, electronic flight bag or EFB with ground services, fuel and weight, Navigraph and SimBrief integration, and also an additional 200 plus failures. Again, if you want to make things a little bit spicy on those approaches. The Phoenix certainly deserves this #1 spot on this advanced airliner category, in my opinion. It is a very highly advanced detail airliner that comes with a lot of value for your simming dollar. We would love to hear your comments below. What would you include when it comes to your top 5 advanced airliner list? Let us know. We would love to read them. But before you do that, we have a bunch of honorable mentions that come close to making their list but just fell short of missing out, but still be great additions to any virtual hangar in their own outright. And that is the Just Flight Fokker F28, the Fly-by-Wire A320, which is also a freeware, and also the IndyBuilds A300 600 that has seen some releases of late that's starting to turn into a great advanced airliner. Maybe some of these aircraft that made our honorable mentions may actually even make your top 5 list. As we mentioned before, let us know in the comments. We would love to know about them. If you like these types of videos, be sure to hit that like button and also subscribe to the channel for more weekly flight sim videos. It's the best way you can show your support and also help grow the channel. Thank you very much for that. We look forward to seeing you in another video or another stream sometime real soon.